The young man shook his head dismissively. You want to be a poverty tourist? That's not it. You want to be able to go home and tell your friends about the terrible things you've seen, how they have no idea of the suffering, and all we have given you is Coca-Cola and air conditioning. There was laughter. The old woman squinted at her watch. It was almost 11:30. She had been asleep almost an hour. Her granddaughter, beside her, was leaning forward between the two front seats. Look, I just want to see something that tells me how people really live. I mean, all the tour guides want to show you are princely abodes or shopping malls. So you want slums? From the driver's seat, Mr. Vagela's voice. I can take you to my home, Miss Jennifer. Now this is slum conditions. When the two young people ignored him, he raised his voice. Look closely at Mr. Ram B. Vagela here, and you will also find the poor, the downtrodden, and the dispossessed. He shrugged. You know, it is a wonder to me how I have survived this many years. We too wonder almost daily, Sanjay said. The old woman pushed herself fully upright, catching sight of herself in the rear-view mirror. Her hair had flattened on one side of her head, and her collar had left a deep red indent in her pale skin. Jennifer glanced behind her. You all right, Gran? Her jeans had ridden a little down her hip, revealing a small tattoo. Fine, dear. Had Jennifer told her she'd got a tattoo? She smoothed her hair, unable to remember. I'm terribly sorry. I must have nodded off. Nothing to apologize for, said Mr. Vagela. We mature citizens should be allowed to rest when we need to. Are you saying you want me to drive, Ram? Sanjay asked. No, Mr. Sanjay, sir. I would be reluctant to interrupt your scintillating discourse. The old man's eyes met hers in the rear-view mirror. Still fogged and vulnerable from sleep, the old woman forced herself to smile in response to what she assumed was a deliberate wink. They had, she calculated, been on the road for nearly 3 hours. Their trip to Gujarat, her and Jennifer's last-minute incursion into the otherwise hermetically scheduled touring holiday, had started as an adventure. My friend from college, Sanjay, and his parents have offered to put us up for a couple of nights, Gran. They've got the most amazing place, like a palace. It's only a few hours away. And ended in near disaster, when the failure of their plane to meet its scheduled slot left them only a day in which to return to Bombay to catch their connecting flight home. Already exhausted by the trip, she had despaired privately. She had found India a trial, an overwhelming bombardment of her senses, even with the filters of air-conditioned buses and 4-star hotels, and the thought of being stranded in Gujarat, even in the palatial confines of the Singh's home, filled her with horror. But then Mrs. Singh had volunteered the use of their car and driver to ensure the ladies made their flight home, even though it was due to take off from an airport some 400 miles away. You don't want to be hanging around at railway stations, she said, with a delicate gesture towards Jennifer's bright blonde hair. Not unaccompanied. I could drive them, Sanjay had protested. But his mother had murmured something about an insurance claim and a driving ban, and her son had agreed instead to accompany Mr. Vagela to make sure they were not bothered when they stopped. That kind of thing. Once it had irritated her, the assumption that women travelling together could not be trusted to take care of themselves. Now she was grateful for such old-fashioned courtesy. She did not feel capable of negotiating her way alone through these alien landscapes, found herself anxious with her risk-taking granddaughter, for whom nothing seemed to hold any fear. She had wanted to caution her several times, but stopped herself, conscious that she sounded feeble and tremulous. The young are right to be fearless, she reminded herself. Remember yourself at that age. Are you okay back there, madam? I'm fine, thank you, Sanjay. Still a fair way to go, I'm afraid. It's not an easy trip. It must be very arduous for those just sitting, muttered Mr. Vagela. It's very kind of you to take us. Jay, look at that! She saw they had come off.